Good morning, friends. Today we're going to talk about how to use your mind to finish an ultramarathon, specifically how to finish a 100-miler mentally in your brain. This is mindset stuff. Hope it's helpful. You've probably heard that it's, a 100-miler is 90% mental and 60% physical or some version of that, but there is a lot of mental in the game. That doesn't mean you can just think it and do it. There's a physical component, obviously, but the mental component is huge. So my first tip for mentally overcoming or conquering a 100-mile race is be in the now. You can't think about the next aid station. You can't think about the finish. You can't think about mile 76. I've talked about this a lot before, but it's very crucial. You have to be in the moment. You have to run this part of the race right now. Take this next step, this next curve. It's just one thing at a time. You have to get into that mindset. You're never gonna make it if you're 31 hours of just lunging for the next stage of the game or thinking back to what you did wrong at mile 20. You have to be in the moment, be in your body, enjoy the trail, ride the trail where it is right now. Second tip is you gotta have the mindset of finish or get pulled. It's crucial. My friend Jason taught me this, and he said, I'm not gonna voluntarily quit this race. It's easy to DNF. It's easy to say, oh, I can't handle this. This is more than the body can handle. That happened to me in my first 100. I got to mile 70 and I just thought, this is war crimes. This is cruel and unusual punishment. I can't do it. I'm out. And it's just too easy to quit. So don't give yourself that permission. I'm either gonna finish or I'm gonna get pulled for time or pulled for delirium or whatever. Number 3 is implement the ultradox. This is a term that Kenny and I made up. It is the paradox that the slower you go in the beginning of that race, the better it will go for you in the second half of that race. It pays so many dividends. So there's obviously a physical component to this. You need to go slower than you think, way slower than you think in the first 20, really the first 50 miles of 100, and then it will pay dividends. In the last 400s that I've run, I've gone out slower and slower and slower in the first 50, and incrementally I have run faster and faster in the last 20 miles. And my last 100, I was running 9-minute miles for the last 6 miles, from mile 94 to 100, and that is just unheard of for me, especially. But the ultradox is amazing, and it works. Trust me. Number 4 is manage your bonks. You're going to bonk. You're going to have some lulls. You're going to have some times where you don't feel pleasant in that 100-miler. It's going to happen. So manage it. Be prepared for it. Don't freak out when it happens. You're going to maybe feel like, I'm a loser. This sucks. I want to die. I wish a helicopter could pick me up right now. You might get to that point. Be prepared for it and deal with it. I say swim through it. Swim through the bonks. I've got another video about 10 whole tips for managing the bonks and swimming through them, but bonks are overcomable. They happen. You're gonna hit the wall. You're gonna think you can't go on, but don't quit before the miracle. You gotta swim through it. It's just like in life mentally, when you have this problem and you think it's totally unsolvable and I'll be this way the rest of my life, I'll never be happy again. But you can't see the solution, but you have to realize somehow I'm gonna solve this. I like the mindset of thinking, this is a really difficult bonk I'm going through right now. I wonder how in the world I'm going to solve this. So bonks are gonna happen. You gotta swim through it, be patient, deal with it, take a little nap, take a little break, eat something, just keep moving and get through that bonk. You can go into the pain cave and come out the other side. It's possible, and you can keep moving and you can finish that 100-miler. Tip number 5 is to discipline your brain. You've got to control your thoughts, your thinking. Obviously, you have every thought. You can't just control everything you think. But I like this phrase I heard of listen to yourself less and talk to yourself more. So your brain automatically is going to say, oh, you suck, you can't do this. I mean, that's going to happen, at least for me. I think for most people, that's going to happen some point through the 100-miler. You've got to talk to yourself more. Use mantras. I can do this. I was born for this. I deserve to be here. I do a mantra, just long, strong, steady, and it's about my pace. I just long, strong, steady. I do a long stride, strong stride, steady stride, and it just helps me. It just works. It gives my mind something to do. You've got to have relentless optimism. Try to see it in a positive way. Don't let your brain go what I call below water. You got to stay above water. When you sink down into kind of that despair and that negativity, it's one or the other. And once you sink down, it's really hard to recover. It's possible, but you'd rather stay on top, stay positive. Just like relentless forward progress with your body, you need relentless optimism with your mind. Number 6 is be social. Seems like a weird piece of advice for a 100-mile race that's solo, that's your baby. But I often find that I need to chill out, enjoy talking with my pacer or people at the aid station, getting to know other runners. It's a social event. We're in it together. We're competing, but we're competing against the race. We're trying to help each other finish. And it helps me to talk to other people, and it helps me to take myself less seriously, chill out, and enjoy it. That brings us to number 7, which is enjoy the journey. Finish line is just a few seconds, but that whole journey of 30 hours or whatever it takes you to do a 100-miler, you've got to embrace that and enjoy the experience along the way. See a cool scene, take a picture, just take time to see the red flowers, enjoy the process. Number 8 is let go of expectations. You're gonna plan this thing to the smallest detail. That's a good thing. Once you get in the race, you gotta let go of those expectations. Don't think, man, I have to be at 30 miles, I gotta be this. You can have goals, you can strive for them, but you've got to let go of what you expected and just take the race as it is. To number 9, embrace the unknown. You're gonna run into stuff, just expect it, embrace it, don't freak out. I broke a pole, 20 miles into my last 100, and you just laugh about it and say, oh, I wonder how I'm gonna solve this. And I used a little bit of duct tape in 3 different times during the race and kept repairing the pole. But my friend Justin was doing Tahoe 200. He was in the last, 15 miles of a 200-mile race. He fell in the creek on a rock, broke his pole. He stood up and there's a perfect stick on the ground, hiking stick, and he just used that as his other pole. That is embracing the unknown. You don't know what's gonna happen. Deal with it. Don't freak out, just embrace it and be excited for yourself for how you're gonna MacGyver your way out of that situation. My 10th and final tip for managing your mind to successfully complete a 100-mile race is respect the beast. 100 miles is 100 miles. You got to have a healthy respect for that distance. Don't just think, well, I'll just go do this 100. After you've done 5 or 6, you might start to get cocky like I did. Then that DNF will bring you back to the earth. But you got to respect the distance. 100 miles is going to take a lot out of you. It's going to take effort. Unless you're the most elite runners in the world, you're going to feel it. You're going to get to mile 70 or mile 80 and you're going to have to dig deep. That's okay. Respect that distance. Know that it's going to take a lot out of you. Know that it's going to get a little bit miserable. Also, respect elevation. Every extra foot of elevation is going to take more effort. You've got to respect gravity. It's harder to climb uphill than it is to go on flat. You look at your finish times from a quote-unquote flat 100 to a true mountain 100, or anybody's finish times, if you compare them, there's a big difference. So respect that elevation, respect the big climbs, settle in, take them one bite at a time. Hope this is helpful for you. I want to see you out there conquering a 100-mile race. There are lots of strategies. A lot of it's right up here, and winning that battle is going to help you win the physical battle. All right, enjoy.